Hello and welcome to the Nothing in Common podcast with me, Bella.
And me, Lane.
And today, we are very low energy.
Yeah, we swing back and forth between having the most energy in the world and having no energy at all. And right now, we have none.
It is currently 5:18 p.m. and my first time getting out of bed today was to drive to the house. So, if you're wondering how I'm doing, that's it. But the show must go on.
I'm gonna be so cooked when I have to actually get up for school and shit, because also the time zones make it like an hour. It's an hour.
Why did I make that sound?
I can never remember which an hour before or an hour ahead. I don't know which one is which. An hour
They're
ahead.
an hour ahead.
An hour ahead. No, an
Yeah.
hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's gonna
So
be
like if I have to
it's
wake
more
up at
than an
7, it's
hour.
like I'm waking up at 6. Oh, it is more than
it's
like
more than
two,
an hour.
It's 2
it's
hours
like 2
ahead.
or 3.
It's not 3, it's 2.
Okay, sorry, my bad.
So me waking up at
when I
8
know Lane's
will
time
feel
zone
like
better
I'm
than
waking
Lane.
up at 6. And that's already like I already am not.
Well,
I'm gonna die.
How long are you gonna be there before school starts?
3 days
Oh,
or less.
what's your earliest class though?
Like, I can't remember, but way earlier than last semester. The earliest one last semester was like 10:20 or something.
Yeah, me too. I have
But
a
I
lot of early
actually have
classes.
like a 9 something class, I think.
How will you ever survive, Lane?
I'm not gonna survive. My schedule was a mess because I had to do so much stuff to actually even get to take classes
Why?
with the schedule that I wanted. Because there was just, I don't know, what do you mean, why?
I just meant why was it so hard to get classes?
Because it's hard to get the right, classes in the schedule,
Okay, I
what do
guess
you
that
mean?
makes... Okay.
Like, there wasn't classes, all of the classes were overlapping, and they weren't offered at the same time, and the ones that were offered were, early in the morning. I think I have, decently early classes. It's either 2 of the days of the week or 3. I hope it's not 3. I should know this.
You probably should.
I should
still
figure
need
this
to
out.
register for my 1 or 2, 3 classes maybe that I'm taking. I haven't.
Must be hard for you.
It is hard. It is hard. It is very hard to because I'm in a spot where I owe millions of dollars to people.
Millions.
And
especially me.
I'm going to be homeless.
You still
What
didn't
do
give
I
me
owe?
that 5 million.
Oh, I thought you were serious. I was like, say it isn't true. Like, what do I owe you money for? No, and I'm like, okay, wait, I want to talk about this for a second. I'm basically gonna be homeless for the next September, October, I almost said August, September, October, November, December, for at least 4 months.
Yeah, I'm confused. You're just taking online classes, right? Or wait, what are you doing?
Let me tell you guys what I'm doing, because this was not something I came by in a sense that I wanted to. So basically, when I decided to drop out of school, not actually drop out of school, I'm going to reattend at some point. I just, again, owe millions of dollars to people that I cannot afford, and I'm just a girl.
Why is your mic off?
It's been on.
Oh, why did it...
That was weird. Hopefully,
It suddenly wasn't picking up any noise, and it scared me, but it is now.
that was a freak accident. But, okay.
You're a freak accident.
So I decided...
What if I
know.
take the sound panels to my apartment? Maybe I will.
Okay. Okay, so I dropped out of my actual university for this next semester. And as of right now, I'm going to be basically couch surfing between my boyfriend's house and Zach and Alyssa's apartment. And
I'm still confused about what you're doing. You are
I'm
taking
taking a semester.
in-person...
No.
What classes are you registering for? What are you talking about?
I forgot to tell you. So
What is she talking about?
I thought you knew this. Well, I'm just going to take a couple, online classes
Okay, that's
through
what I thought.
FECC
Yeah.
to get, more of my gen eds. Because I felt like if I completely stopped school altogether, I would lack the motivation to want to jump
to ever
back in.
do it again.
And
Yeah.
I, need to keep my brain
I don't know how
moving.
people do gap years, because if I did a gap year...
I would never
I also
survive.
don't know how people, so many people afford a gap year, because even if your parents are the ones putting you into college, how are they being oh, it's chill if you just don't do it for a full year, and we'll just pay for your shit,
Yeah, that's real and valid. Well, they're
That's just
working.
I guess so. But then why are you just, why would you take a gap year if you're just going to have to work to support yourself anyways?
Well, but a lot of people
Unless you're working to save up for college.
a lot of people that take gap years just stay home. And so they're not like
Yeah.
paying rent or like
But
buying
then
food.
that's like, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Suspicious.
All I know is that
If you took a gap year, tell us why.
or how.
Or when. And how you actually managed to take a gap year and then go to... Because then you're a freshman in college like a year late as well.
Actually, Carter's brother took a gap year.
How?
Because he just stayed living at home and he worked as like... Well, like while he was taking his gap year, he like got his... what is it called? CPR certification. He did like paramedic training, like things like that because he knew he wanted to go into medical. But I think he still worked while he did it. And then... So he's like a almost 22-year-old junior, which is kind of typically when you graduate, I think, at that age. So I think he's 1 year behind. I don't know. College is something, and I actually had a conversation with the Caleb Lane's little brother.
Caleb?
No, Caleb Lane's little brother had like a bunch of friends over like last week, and the moms were talking to me about school, which is like my worst favorite topic to talk about right now. But I was talking to Alyssa, and she was like, I just always thought it was so crazy that like you expect these 18-year-olds to know exactly where they want to go, what they want to do with their lives, and how they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Which is like,
yeah,
because your brain's not even fully developed until like after the age that you would even graduate college.
I don't get it. I don't know what I want to do with my life.
What do you want to do?
Why would you ask me that?
I'm sorry.
I just said I don't
like,
know.
well, what are you, like, because me and your mom were talking about this, I feel like you'd be really good at video game design, and like...
Yeah, but like, that's not a real career.
But like,
that's my problem is everything. I also like... I burn through hobbies so quickly.
That's true.
That I'm like, how am I ever going to pick one thing to do for the rest of my life? Like, I know that's not technically how you have to do it, but you don't go to college for 50 different things. And when I am interested in something, I'm like super interested in it. I learn everything about it, and then I figure it out, and then I do it, and then in like usually less than 3 months, I get bored of it and go to the next thing, which you cannot do with careers. Like, that's just not how it works.
And then maybe in like 2 years, you'll like get a fixation on it for like another month or two.
Yeah, like, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to pick one thing to be like, this is the thing that I'm gonna do forever? That's the thing that I envy about, like, the people who are like, oh, I'm really passionate about this one thing, and they, like, could do it for the rest of their lives. I don't get that. That's
something that Carter and I have been having a conversation about lately, because he's in flight school and has been, like, on the track to becoming a pilot, and I'm like...
Yeah, like how? How do you just be like, oh, this is what I want?
And then he doesn't understand the fact that I have no idea what I want to do. Because, like, I'm very... Okay.
Why is the camera slowly slipping up?
I don't know. Maybe you should fix it.
It's too late. We're just gonna have it like
No,
this.
I'm gonna fix it.
No, you can't.
Why?
You can't interrupt the episode.
Keep talking. I was the one talking. Well, I, like, want to, like, be a lawyer, and, like, I've been very passionate about, like, women's injustice laws and, like, things like that. However, I don't want to go to, like, 12 years of school.
Yeah.
And that's going to be so much debt to pay off that you probably wouldn't even get paid off until you're, like, 55 years old. Yeah. And it just doesn't seem worth it to me. Well, not that, like, it wouldn't seem worth it. No, Elaine, it's slipping up way too high.
We're leaving. I can't believe this. This episode is so crazy.
It's such a bad episode. Okay.
No one's listening to this shit.
Okay.
Is it? Okay, now it's too low, but
it's fine. Just don't look at my fupa. I'm in
I can't
obese.
believe this.
Anyways, I don't know how we got on the track of college. It's a very stressful topic,
well,
I think.
I also am a very, very hard worker when it's something that I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
And when it's something that, like, I need to do, but, like, if it's something that I don't give a fuck about, I just cannot make myself put in the work. Mm-hmm. Which, like, people are like, oh, you just have to, like, be focused and have drive and passion.
And know
it's
that
like, you
you're
can't
gonna reach your goal
choose
eventually.
what you're passionate about.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like I could do any of these things that I'm interested in if I was able to be passionate about it for 4 years in a row.
And then for the rest of your life.
And then for the rest of your life.
Like,
but, like,
it's not just 4 years.
Literally has never happened to me.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They need to invent a job that's just do whatever the fuck you want.
It's giving Oh my gosh, you probably never saw Austin and Ally.
Not
I
really.
keep wanting to say Trisha, but that's not her name.
Trisha.
Rainey Rodriguez. Who did she
I don't
play in
know.
Austin and Ally? Well, her character had a new job every week.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That needs to be me.
That would be
That
good
I
for
could do
you.
that. My
Yeah.
only thought of like what is like actually feasible is I just get a career in something that I like generally like and that
Yeah.
is varied enough and interesting enough that I like do that and then I just do everything else that I want on the side. But
Yeah.
then that's like why am I spending half of my life doing one thing that I just sort of like?
You could just be a side hustler for the rest of your life.
No, but that's I don't want to do that.
You need stability.
That's terrible.
That's kind of I think why I want to go into like social media marketing because I feel like that's something that I'll never really get tired of. Maybe.
You say that and then you'll get tired of social.
Yeah, I
You
don't
also
know.
have jumped around ideas of your careers. Like what was the thing you were gonna do journalism?
I was gonna, but then I hated the journalism school at the school I was going to. Well, actually, you know why I hated the journalism school? Because of one certain professor that I would have to take for 3 more classes in order to graduate from the journalism school.
That's the other thing that's crazy is like it with college, like your career path is so influenced just by the factors of like life and college
Yes.
and who the professors are. So like there's people who could be like maybe if they had had a good like freshman year computer science professor, then maybe they would be like that would be their career path and they would have done that for the rest of their life. But just because
They
their
were
computer science
influenced.
professor was an asshole, they never do that again.
Which is kind of literally me right now. Well, actually, so you kind of already know the story, but the reason I don't like this professor is because one day we talked about
Have
this.
you not said this on the podcast?
I haven't.
That's crazy.
But one day we were doing this assignment that was like they would give you like all this information and then you were supposed to write like the beginning of an article for it. And it was like real life cases, like typically in scenarios like that, like they just make up scenarios, but for some reason they didn't. And literally I'm reading it and it was literally my dad's case. But then it said like at the bottom like this is an unsolved case, so we made up the ending. And I'm like reading the whole thing and I'm like point blank, this is my dad's case.
That's insane.
And so then
I mean, like, that's like the kind of thing where it's like, oh, that as a professor, you could just be really unlucky. And like, it's sort of an interesting idea to be like, oh, we're taking real cases, we're doing real headlines. But then the response to you bringing it up was crazy.
he gave me like points off for not doing the question and he was just like, okay, like such is life. And I was like, okay, when your dad gets murdered, you can come over here and I'll make you write a news article about it. So yeah, but then I had really
Which is like
bad
the correct
experiences with him
response
for
to
the rest
that
of the
is just
semester.
you have to be mortified and you have to quit.
Like you need to like quit your job and write me a
need to
formal
be on
apology.
your knees giving the student extra credit, begging for forgiveness.
And you need to pull out a ukulele and sit
apology
in front of the
with ukulele now.
Thank you. Okay, I didn't even have college in my notes today. That just took
Well,
up
that's good because we have nothing to talk about today.
nothing. Well, today since I've been in such like a low, sad mood, I literally sat in silence staring at the ceiling for probably 2 hours and I started crying thinking about the fact that someday I would have to drop my child off for their first day of kindergarten.
And that's where you are.
And that's where I'm at right now. Is that someday I'm not gonna really want to someday, and I don't know how many years, I'm gonna have to say goodbye, and then he's gonna have to go into the world, or she, or they, and
Into kindergarten?
Into kindergarten.
Kindergarten is not the world.
Well, it's your first steps, and hopefully people are really nice to them.
That is if, like, the world still exists when you would have a child that's kindergarten
Don't
age.
say that. Are you kidding? Literally,
listen.
we keep talking about careers, but personally, my life
Yeah.
dream is to be a mother and raise the happiest, cutest
Well, we
little
keep talking
kiddos.
about careers, but that's assuming that the Earth still exists when we would have a career.
Let's not say that.
Global warming.
Which is insane because if Trump wins, literally they're gonna just stop
He's gonna
caring about
repeal
climate
everything
change.
and we're all gonna die.
Which is like, I don't know how people are okay with that.
And that's like, if Kamala wins, we're still gonna be like not meeting probably any of the climate goals. Biden did like one climate thing for his whole term.
What was it? Do you remember?
I don't even remember. It was like he renewed. I mean, he didn't just do one climate thing, but it was like since he's such a centrist, it was such lukewarm climate policy that it's like
Lukewarm.
we're so far behind where we need to be, and we should go to a different planet.
Oh.
We should leave Earth.
This kind of
I like
leads me
Earth, though.
into a thing that I have in my notes.
How?
Because
Also, the
JD
camera's
Vance,
slipping again.
No, it's not. Don't let it. JD Vance is getting canceled by some conservatives
He's
because
getting canceled.
there's a picture of him at like a frat party at Yale in drag.
He went to Yale.
Apparently. Wait, I don't.
They
let
just
me
let
fact
anybody
check
into
myself.
Yale.
I think he did, but he's literally just in a wig, and conservatives are like, "This is so disgusting." Do you like my voice?
Do you know what people are talking about when they say he fucked a couch? Because I see those memes
No.
all the time, and I have no idea what they're talking about, but I believe them.
Because I don't want to look into it.
I don't want to know about it, but I will continue to
He was
spread
in a movie?
misinformation.
He was in a This is like a movie.
What is...
Oh.
He went to Yale?
He actually went to Yale.
That's terrible.
Law school.
Yale
But this is the
Red-
picture.
Oh no. Ew. He's such a little freak.
Which makes me sad because I love drag queens.
That is not drag.
I know it's not even real drag, but they're like getting so mad about it.
Well, good for them. That's crazy. Conservatives will get mad at
Anything.
anything.
Anyways, that was something. I saw that and I was like, but yeah, I haven't looked into the couch thing. I don't want to know what they're talking about.
Me neither.
Like,
I think it's funny when they perpetuate. It's probably true.
have you seen the interviewer be like, how do you feel that liberals are saying that you're weird? And he's just like,
He had no response. He was gagged and goofy.
yeah, you're weird.
One thing about
you
me
freak.
is I do love to spread misinformation.
Oh.
Like,
Maybe
not
don't
like
admit that.
serious misinformation, but sometimes it is fun to just lie on the internet. Like when people will ask, I can't think of any examples, so it's gonna make it sound worse than it is.
Yeah, I would
But when
love
people
to know.
will ask like a stupid question in the TikTok comment section, I will just lie because it's really like is that not hilarious? Just to be like, I'm lying.
That's pretty funny.
Especially when they like reply and are like, oh really? And I'm like, no, I made that up.
No, you're a freak.
Because I'm also like, it's usually harmless, but I'm like exposing them to the fact that the internet does lie to you. So that when it
Yeah.
happens next time, they'll be like, oh, I remember when I was lied to. You, I'm on a different planet right
People
now.
who comment on like TikToks and stuff are so bold.
You know what makes me mad is when people like my TikTok comments. Like, you're not especially when people will like my TikTok comments from years ago.
Oh,
And I'm like,
I've been getting
I didn't
that
need
too.
to be reminded of this. Also,
Yeah.
how and why are you
you
watching?
here
Yeah,
right now?
how did you get to a TikTok that is genuinely like 3 years old? How is that possible?
I don't know. I feel like maybe if you're just like scrolling through like a certain person's like feed or something. But usually I feel
But
like
why are you going in and
probably-
liking comments? That's like
I don't
going
know,
back
that's
and liking
freak
someone's
shit.
Instagram post from 2017.
That is a little bit insane. I'm trying to remember. I feel like I saved
It makes me scared. And then usually I delete the comment because I'm like, this wasn't even me that wrote this. This was
like
this was me from
6-year-olds.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I had this TikTok saved because I don't remember what it was, but I was gonna say my new like literal favorite line right now is like, "Hey, this is insane! Like this is insane!"
Hey, this is crazy. And it's like the smiling emoji.
Yeah, that's like my favorite. It's giving like fairy comments, and I
that was
miss
good.
fairy comments. We should bring those back.
They're kind of just like, they still exist. We just don't use emojis and just say the things that would be said
Yeah.
in the fairy comments.
Hey, so you would look better at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
How about-
I don't know if I had to watch TikTok. Oh wow. I just got interrupted by my own thoughts. My brain just started thinking about something else, and it fully like disabled my ability to think for a second.
I think that's something deeper, Lane.
I know that. Watching TikTok without comments, it would be terrible.
It would be, but
Like,
like it
half
should
of
not be
the
a
humor
feature.
is the comments.
It should not be a feature to be able to turn off TikToks, especially because like
Turn off TikToks?
turn off the comments. I meant to say
Oh.
because like that's like the most devastating thing. It's like, where do we collectively
Yeah.
as a go?
I usually go to the sound, and then usually there will be a TikTok with the sound that's like, use this as the comment section.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's like, how will I know what to think if other people don't tell me what to
Like,
think?
we all need to reflect together.
Yeah, like, I need to be able to give my input. Like, you're silencing me, and you're silencing
Censorship
the
is
community. This is
crazy.
crazy.
Guys, I'm drinking iced chai out of my mug today because I really wanted to drink my chai.
There's no ice in that chai.
Yeah, there is a little.
Keep it away from me. You're gonna spill it on the couch.
You're a freak. I've never spilled in my life.
Yeah, you're.
Is he literally?
I really want to know what the thought was that interrupted me when I was just talking, because I had to push it down. It was something about blank without blank is like
Blank.
is like eating dinner without YouTube.
Oh, that's so tragic.
And I can't remember what it was.
Do you know what makes
it was
me really
like brain
sad?
rotted. What?
This is such a first world problem, and I'm not complaining that much because rest in peace to everybody who was involved. They didn't die. Nobody died. But it makes me really sad because Cody Ko used to be like my go-to like lunch YouTuber, and now he's
a freak.
Problematic
Why
freak.
is everybody a freak? Like, how can be on the internet and be normal challenge?
But Tana Mojo did a podcast episode, even though Brooke just got canceled. Rest in peace.
That's
Do not ever give her
crazy to
platform
be
back,
on.
by the way.
Yeah, don't do it. Yeah, that is also crazy when people will like cancel someone for doing something really
Crazy.
bad and then just wait 5 years and it's like, okay.
Oh, they're
and
back
they can
and
come
they
back.
learned and they grew. No. There's like, I mean, obviously she's still like a citizen, like living in the earth, but like you don't need to give her a platform. Like,
No.
but Tana came on the couch and was like not like justifying Tana, but just being, or not justifying Brooke, but just being like, I know this is bad.
Imagine being on a podcast called Canceled and then getting canceled. Like, what did you expect?
Like, I literally commented this on Brooke's TikTok. How have you gone through people's old tweets and not ever went and checked yourself?
That's a good point.
Like, they do that all the time. Like, they will drag up people's old tweets and be like, you're a freak. You never checked your own?
Yeah.
You're dumb. Not that I'm, like, it kind of would be... I'm glad that she didn't because now we get to see who she really is.
Yeah.
But, like, if you really wanted to keep your platform and keep your track, like, should have went and deleted those. And then, like, the day that she was being canceled, she liked the Donald Trump post.
Yeah, she's so stupid. She literally just kept digging her hole deeper.
The crying at 3 a.m. videos were crazy.
She needs to be shut down.
Yeah.
Brooke, if you're watching this, don't come back.
It's really sad because I really liked her. And I also had a clip, and I almost stitched it on our TikTok the other day. The clip that I posted that was like, if you ever see this, like, I love you, I'm sorry for not believing you, and blah, blah, blah. I don't feel that way anymore. This is my formal apology that I worshipped her. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Thank you.
Yes. How much time? Oh my god, we're only at 22.
I know. I'm, like, literally running out.
This is terrible, guys. We really are, like, fried in. I also pick up on other people's... I'm, like, such an empath because I, like, pick up on... But, like, really, other people's vibes will get me good.
That's typically how I am, too. Lane was like, do you want to just film tomorrow? Because I've been, like, so sick and just, like...
It might be a funny episode for us to be tired, though. I feel like sometimes it works.
I just, like, you know how, like, you just sometimes... I feel like Regina George. I feel like I got hit by a bus and the whole school is laughing at me because I'm a freak. And that's how I feel right now.
Come here.
I feel like I've never gotten a second of rest in my life. I slept for maybe 3 hours total in the last 24 hours. I've been very just ill. I've also been on my period for, like, the length of the world, so.
Yeah.
Maybe I have lead poisoning.
From what?
From tampons.
Oh. Well, you are. That was the episode title.
I know. What if I'm poisoned? What if I...
Lead poisoning...
What if I have E. coli from swimming in the scene?
You didn't go in there. You were not invited to the Olympics.
Why, though? Did you... Because I could go to the Olympics for breakdancing. Like, I saw that and I was like, girl,
I
please.
didn't watch the Olympic breakdancing. I just saw the girl walk out with the do-rag and I was like... The white girl from... I don't know where she was from, but I was looking at her with a side eye.
Give me a glass of wine and
like, this is
let
not
me
the
break
cosplay
dance.
competition.
Just kidding. Don't drink underage. Wait, Olympic break dancing. I just have to show you. Did you see the one pole
Ooh, I have
vaulter?
media today.
Did you?
What?
Me too. Did you see the one pole vaulter?
one pole vaulter?
Who got his
Yeah, everybody
thing
saw that.
destroyed? Wait, this
His
is
thing destroyed is a crazy way to put it. That's also like, it's funny and like giggle giggle. What?
like this is the Olympic break dancing.
Oh God. It's funny, the pole vaulter guy, but that's also like
My biggest fear.
genuinely shameful for you.
Oh.
Because we're talking about the guy.
Yeah, who got his slime cut off.
You need to ask a drag queen for help because at that level of competition, you should be tucking. And we need to talk about that. Or at least wear like a dance belt or something. Like,
yeah, that's
you don't,
crazy.
Like, that is fully, I don't feel bad for him at all because I'm like, you couldn't be bothered to just like do something about that situation.
I also just said that is my worst fear.
Yeah, your worst fear is swinging your thing.
I don't have a thing like that, and I don't pole vault. So
I like saying that's my worst fear about things that I'm not even a little bit afraid of.
like your period is your worst fear. Like you dread the day it comes. I know.
Yeah.
Ugh. I'm gonna start training.
You know
so
what
I
is
can make it
actually
to
my
the
worst
Olympics.
fear though is people that talk to me in public that I don't know because why are you here? I was door dashing the other day and I was in McDonald's and picking up an order like a normal person, like doing my job, and then this guy walks in who is like really tall. He looked like he's not that much older than me, but I don't know how to like describe him. He was like kind of bald and he was like, yo, are you like a fellow DoorDasher? And dapped me up. And I was like, what are you doing? Who are you? This is all
What
internal
are you
monologue. But I was like, oh, yeah, I'm DoorDashing right now. And then I sort of like looked away and was like trying to get my order that was not also because these motherfuckers took 5 years to make the DoorDash orders. Of course, because they would do it at this time.
Yeah.
And then he started telling me his entire life story. And I was like,
Was it tragic?
kind of.
Oh.
Because he was like, oh, I used to live in North Dakota and work on an oil rig. And then it was like really tough. But I got paid like $100,000 a year. So it was like a really good job. And then I broke both of my legs. And like... And I was like, oh my God, that's not, wow. And then he was like, yeah, it was right after I got my new car because my other one blew up. And I was like, what are you talking about?
Funny.
I'm trying to work right now and you're sending me into psychosis because you're talking about how you broke both of your legs. And now he was like, yeah, I DoorDash after work and I just work during the day. And I was like, what? Okay. And he just kept talking to me and I was like, I don't know you. I don't know who you are. But he was like really nice.
Yeah,
It's
but
just
it's
one of
like-
those people who's like overly nice. That's like, you don't need to be talking to other people.
You're funny because I love when strangers talk to me.
But
in
also,
public.
I was wearing my like Chapel Roan hat. He was like a big, tall, straight guy. And I was like, he's gonna hate crime me when he started walking up to me. And I was like side-eyeing him. But
That's such a difference between Lane and I is that he is like antisocial and like please don't talk to me, and I'm like, if like
if a giant man walked up to you and dapped you up and started talking to you about his life story
he
when you're
dapped you
trying to
up
work,
though. He dapped you up.
yeah, and I was like, what are you doing?
Well, I love when like I'm like in line at the grocery store and like the cute old lady in front of me is like, "Hi, darling," and I'm like,
No, there's a difference between if it's a man, don't talk to me.
Okay,
Get away
yeah,
from me.
valid.
Goodbye. If it's a woman,
if it's a girl,
that's okay. You can talk to me.
I just realized I started a sentence earlier and then I never finished it.
I probably interrupted you.
You did. The other
Why would a man be there? No, it's actually pissing me off. Why would a man be there? That's all I have to say about that. But he broke both of his legs. He slipped on ice, I think. He actually didn't tell me how he broke both of his legs, but he was talking about how cold it was and how it was like negative 60 degrees, which I was like, okay, I didn't know North Dakota was cold like that. And then, yeah, his car blew up.
Damn. That sucks.
But he was nice.
But he was nice.
But that experience was evil and scary to me.
I have to go back to the story because the other day, me, Gabby, and Izzy were all sitting at the counter and we were like picking out cute little Depop stickers because Now we all have matching MacBooks, matching Awalas, and matching glasses. We're just all like triplets. I don't even know. But we're all looking for cute stickers for our laptops. And we're all drinking our little drinks next to our laptops, whatever. And Chelsea was like, hey, Izzy, maybe don't put your drink so close to your laptop. You're going to spill it. And then Izzy was like, I'm not going to spill it. Like, whatever, blah, 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 blah. I get up, and it's just Gabby and Izzy there. And Izzy spills her drink all over her MacBook. And I was like...
You can't do that.
Well, I do it because I'm good at it.
You're gonna spill on your MacBook.
I'm good at it. I'm good at my drinks.
I would never have an open drink that wasn't water. Even water. I wouldn't have any open drink near.
You were just taught too hard in middle school not to have your water bottles by the computer.
That's true, actually. But it's smart because it's like not worth it. Don't do it.
I mean, sometimes it's worth it though, because like I love to just take a sip while I type. It like makes me feel like I'm in an office. It makes me feel like I'm working.
You gotta like keep it on a different surface or like away from it somehow.
I have to say something.
Oh. Go ahead.
Speaking of working. So everybody knows, if you don't know, then you're fake and you didn't watch the last episode. I've been getting into photography. Photography, if you will. And I had a photo shoot last week. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to say anything. You kind of already know this, but literally, it was the most awkward thing of my life.
You're going to say this on the podcast?
I am. I won't name names. It was the most awkward thing of my life, okay? Because I was, like, taking pictures. Well, I never met this person before. They just reached out to me via Insta. And they literally, like, wouldn't say more than 2 words in a sentence to me. So I'd be like, where are you from? They give me one answer. Like, and it was just like, they wouldn't talk to me. They, like, avoided eye contact.
Which is crazy, because it's like, you booked this.
You booked this, and, like, you wanted to do this. And I brought Gabby as my little assistant, and the whole time me and Gabby were, like, like, really trying our absolute hardest to make conversation. And as I've said, I'm a very personal person, and I'm very good at having conversations with people and getting to know people. It's just, like, in my blood. I, like, love to chat and yap. And they didn't, and they said, like, 2-word answers. And I was just like, okay. So I cut it short and was like, let's be done. Like, I think we got enough. And it was just really awkward. Done. And then I went on TikTok afterwards and I watched a bunch of photographers be like, here's how to properly end a session. And so then I, like, did all that just to see, like, how other people end sessions, like, especially if they want to, like, just be done. So now I'm prepared if I ever get into...
How do you do it? What are you supposed to do?
You say, I'm just going to check through. And then you look through and you're like, I think we got enough good shots. Unless you have any more ideas or, like, spots that you want to go shoot, let's just get one more pick and then I think that we're good.
You're telling me that there were multiple tutorials on how to do that?
Well, sometimes I love to chat and yap, but sometimes I don't know how to, like, say the right thing. It's like when you have to, like, write yourself a script when you go to order at... That's not how it works as a photographer. Because you also need to get your payment.
Run away, actually. Don't say anything.
I need to get paid. I need to get paid.
Do you take cash?
I also made the mistake. Do
you get out your little, like, iPad and hold out for a tip? You should do that, actually.
I also made the mistake of being like, because I got so awkward in that session that afterwards I was like, you can just Venmo me after I send you the pictures to make sure you like them. Which is, like, never how you should do anything.
So
and I really learned from my lesson. And I actually also got nervous.
I can tell you're tired because you're like mixing metaphors and, like, messing up your... Well, I forgot what you just said. You said, like, lesson by learn or something.
No, I didn't.
You said something like that.
Dang it. Well, I made a cute little Canva today of, like, my pricing because I get really stressed out.
Canva? Oh, like a little, like, graphic.
I made a cute little graphic for my pricing because I get really stressed out when people ask me for my prices. So now I'll just send them the little Canva and be like, let me know when you're free. And I'll let you know when I'm free.
Let me know when you're free.
It's a cute little one. Cute little Canva.
We're only at 30 minutes.
Oh my god.
Wait, guys. I literally don't really have anything else besides It Ends With Us. Are we going to talk about that?
Not yet.
Oh.
Okay. I need to know your opinions on Gypsy Rose lately.
Lately? I haven't heard from her in a long time.
Well,
we used
pregnant.
to be close. But what?
She's pregnant.
She's pregnant?
You didn't know that?
I did know that, actually.
Oh, but they don't really know who the father is.
Why?
Because she, like, switched between mans and then was like, I'm pregnant.
What do you mean she switched between mans? I
thought she was married.
She literally was, like, in love with this guy and, like, fell in love with him in prison, or not.
Yeah, like, he's the one that, like, helped with her mom. and they were in love when she got out, and then she randomly one day would like, and she got her whole facial reconstruction, and she switched it up on him so fast.
Why would she do
and
that?
Is with a new
to be
man.
fair, like, I feel like you cannot expect any type of normal human behavior from someone who's been through that kind of experience.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that she's ever gonna recover. And, like...
Yeah. But, like, the tea is, like, she switched between
crazy.
men, and then, like, a week later was, like, I'm pregnant, so then it's, like, who's the father? We don't know.
Paternity test?
Well, they're
like,
gonna do
they
it.
have a whole show for that.
But, like, they don't care as much as we care. Because, like, I need to know who the father is.
Oh, well, you should ask.
I also don't know if her divorce was even legalized yet before she, like, even became pregnant. So that means that, like, even
Hot
if...
take, I don't think she cares about the law that much.
I
feel like she's not down with the legal system.
He cares about the law. So I feel like
your microphone is 50 miles away from you. No one can hear you.
Because I was watching and it gets, like, really loud. But I feel like
that's fine.
She might not care, but he might care. And so, like, even if it's not his, I feel like he still legally has custody. But I don't know.
I don't know how any of that works.
That all being said, though, it's a little girl.
Girl.
They did a gender reveal. Don't worry.
What's she gonna name it? What? Did you forget, or do you hate it?
I was thinking back to, like, maybe, like, one of the names of the prescriptions that she was...
That's crazy.
That's why I stopped myself from saying
canceled.
it. Please don't cancel me. I was joking. But I want to go deeper into the Gypsy Rose world because I think it is so weird how glamorized she has gotten. Like,
it is kind of freaky.
I fully stand with her in, like, what
it's gonna
her
melt her brain. Like, that's the last thing she needed, is to be heavily in the public eye after all of that.
Because, like, she already has so much trauma, and now it's, like, she has, like, she doesn't understand that the internet isn't always serious, and, like, things like that, and so, like, people are, like, making these jokes at her that she's just, like, not processing.
Like, the internet is, like, different, like, technology is completely different than when she went in, so, it's, like,
she probably didn't even know. Well, she didn't even know TikTok existed.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's just kind of weird that we as a society was like, let's take this person who has spent her entire life in prison after being absolutely destroyed her whole life, and then let's give her a platform and make her famous. It was just kind of weird. Like, I get, like, that they made TV shows and stuff about it because it is a crazy story and it does bring awareness to it.
Yeah.
But bringing her as, like, a person up into that platform.
She should be put in, like, witness protection programs, and we should never hear from her again.
I agree. I honestly agree. Not that it's her fault, but also the way that she has learned since then isn't as the average human.
Where is she getting her money from?
The internet, probably.
I guess that kind of explains it, though, because if you're getting out of jail, you have, like, no job process, like...
Yeah. She's probably doing, like, a lot of, like, PR and things like that, too. Mm-hmm. But anyways, I've just been stuck on Gypsy Rose, and, like, that's, like, kind of my Roman Empire is, like, how weird it is that we've given her a platform. Not that, like, I don't want to say that she's undeserving, because I feel like if people like the content that somebody makes, like, obviously support them, but it's just weird because it's not even, like, they like her content, it's just, like, they're glorifying who she is and what she's done, which is kind of weird. So... hello. Also,
I'm on a different planet right now.
Also, have you seen, like, what's going on in the world of... Sorry, I'm, like, slurring my words. That's how tired I am. Have you seen what's going on in the world of Chris Olsen?
Yeah, a little bit. I saw his TikTok about it.
It, like, makes me really sad. Because, like, I actually have followed Chris Olsen since, like, 2020.
He is, like... I feel bad for him. I don't personally like him. Like, I don't think he's, like, all that. But people will... It's crazy how the internet thinks, oh, if I don't like this person, I'm just allowed to, like, bully the shit out of them for no reason. And it's usually, like... just I don't like how they look or I don't like how they act is like, let's ruin this person's life forever and bully them endlessly for no reason. Like, if they are on the internet and people don't like how they act, they get brutally annihilated. I don't like him because he's an industry plant.
Yeah.
But, like, he also didn't deserve any of what people are doing.
I've always really enjoyed Chris Olsen, and I've actually always thought that he was funny, and like he brings to light like the fact that like he talks about mental health a lot and things like that, and I've always enjoyed that side of him too, but I also think that he's just funny, and I love his relationship with Meghan Trainor. Like I just think that
That's
Meghan
the crazy
rebuilding
thing, though,
her
is that
platform
that's
is like
not real.
like well
But that is kind of funny.
they like faked being like friends from birth, but like they're actually friends.
No, I'm sure they are now.
But like I
that's
just
like
think
so
that that's
funny
so
that she was
funny.
like, "Shit, I'm so irrelevant that I need to get a twink on this immediately."
But I love Meghan Trainor. But I don't know. I feel really bad for him because it's like that's something that like I feel like we as a society have seen enough instances where it's like people literally will get so bullied that they take their life, and it's like, have they not learned their lesson yet? And it's like, if you don't like somebody or you don't like the content they put out or whatever, just like
Just
don't
ignore
watch them
it.
and
It's
ignore
so
them.
like it's also crazy how bold. I mean, this is like the thing that people talk like it's not new or interesting to talk about this, but it just continues to impress me how bold people are on the internet about just how mean they are about stuff for no reason. They'll just like say the most mean, nasty, especially for fat people. Like literally any fat person on the internet that just exists and is doing anything, without a doubt, you can every single time open the comments and they are nasty.
Like I ran to
Disgusting
the comments
comments.
to see the just
Yeah.
to make sure.
And it's like, are you kidding me? Like,
It's so
how
gross.
have we as a society not gotten past fat phobia? That's crazy. And that it's still at the level where it's just like, there's no repercussions for saying stuff like that, and people will just say it all the time.
And that's just like one instance too.
Yeah,
like,
there's like a billion
so
different
many
types of those things, but it's like, that's the one that I feel like I see the most.
Which also to me, it's like it's so weird because like I watch these people like we talk about TikTok a lot because mainly a lot of this happens on TikTok because like Gen Z's not really using like Facebook or like things like that.
You are.
I do, but I'm just a girl. But like oh shoot, where was I going? Oh, like my For You page is so curated to my liking and things that I enjoy. So like if I don't see like I rarely see things that I don't like on my For You
Yeah.
page. So it's like obviously you guys are doing something to go out of your way to make these sorts of
Yeah,
videos that
it's
you
like-
don't enjoy come to you, which is so weird to me.
It's like you're like, it's like, I feel like a lot of it is the algorithm doing it because they're just trying to get engagement.
Yeah.
So it's like if they get a video, like videos that, I don't know, it's just like insane to me that people are that, don't talk to me. That people are like that nasty.
It was the health app.
And how do you not like realize that that is just a reflection of who you are as a person?
I also think that people really don't understand that your blueprint will follow you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Like when I see kids,
Footprint, girl.
What did I say?
You said
Blueprint.
blueprint. This is what I'm talking about. You're literally, when you get tired, you like
I slur.
mix your metaphors and like say the wrong, like the slightly wrong words for things.
Blueprint.
You almost said bluefoot. No, footprint.
Footprint.
Yes.
Your blue.
Digital. It's not blue.
There's nothing.
It's not blue. There's no blue. Say it with me.
Digital footprint.
Print.
Okay.
Yes.
I think people forget that their digital footprint will actually follow them for the rest of their lives. Like I see
And then
people,
they freak out when it does.
like I see people posting like underage drinking and stuff, and I'm like, okay, if that's like a life choice you've chose to make, that's fine. Why are you posting it?
You're brilliant. Like,
you're so stupid. Like your future employers are gonna see that. Like, I mean,
it is also really funny when people post things on the internet that they think people are gonna agree with them about,
and they don't.
and it's like, oh no, are you no?
No.
It's like you thought you were gonna eat. It's like the video.
You thought you were gonna
You
eat.
thought you were gonna eat. It's the video of the woman who is like, let's ask the audience when she
When
shows the
she's-
food.
Oh yeah.
It's like a guy trying to be like, this is crazy, like I should get a refund for this plate. I barely even touched any of it, and he's recording her, and then
she's
he
like-
posts it, and she's like, let's ask the like, do you guys think this wasn't eaten? And it's like the plate is cleared. Like, what do you think you're doing?
That happened to me and Alyssa once when her dad was going crazy. Me and Alyssa were sitting on her bed watching Big Brother, the new season, like literally just minding our P's and Q's, like cuddled up with blankets and stuffed animals. And her dad comes breaking into the house and he's filming us.
You're giggling
And he
about
was,
this.
he was like, look at these nasty teenage girls sitting in my house, like, blah, 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 like, going off. And Alyssa's sitting there, like, and then I'm like, come on, Alyssa, like, let's get our stuff and go to my house. And her dad is just going crazy, like, get off my property, you guys are It's such a funny moment that Alyssa and I giggle at so much lately because it's just like, are you gonna show that to like a lawyer and be like, look at this? Like, I want to know what his lawyer said to that video. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I think about that moment a lot too.
I had something else about along those lines of like people recording themselves and thinking, and other people think they're crazy, and you post it on the internet. What was I gonna say?
I saw a Karen video the other day of this Karen, like, screaming at a child for playing football in his front yard. People are
Karen
crazy.
videos are crazy, too.
They really, like, I could never put myself into that state of mind. Like, I get, like, you go through things. Sometimes, trust. But I could never put myself in the position to just scream at somebody. Especially workers. That pisses me off. Like, they are literally...
Us last night, when that fucking loud-ass car drove by, and in sync, we said, shut the fuck up!
Because we were all sitting, like,
because why is your car loud? Like, there's no reason for your car to not, like, have a muffler, or I don't know how it works. It's so loud. You're revving your engine. Stop it.
Revved, like, his little, like, Maxima
it was a shitty
car.
little car too.
And we were like all just sitting outside enjoying our ice cream. And like literally that's how I know that Lane and I are friends and think the same sometimes because everybody else is like, oh my god. I mean, Lane are like, shut the fuck up.
We just like, I can't so do insane. It. You're gonna, and they were shameful. They felt shame because they stopped immediately after that and didn't do anything and quietly drove away because we clogged their tea. The people, I can't tell if the people around us were laughing at us when we did that or with us.
I hope it was with us. Well, they were sitting
if
back
they didn't
there,
know
like,
the people, I feel like it was with us. I feel like it was like, oh, that's what we all wanted to say, and they don't have the restraint to not say it.
Ugh, I like that. That's like one thing. This doesn't really happen in many other states, but like living in Montana, those shitty ass little trucks that are so jacked up that the men themselves can barely fit into them, and they go revving the streets like thinking that everybody's so impressed.
I don't understand why people do that.
Shut up! Like you are
no
so
one wants
annoying.
to hear your loud ass car, it's ugly, and you look stupid.
Ugh.
And your wife is not coming back.
I was gonna say, they're probably not even married. I just sit in my little Nissan Rogue Sport, like, you guys are freaks.
It freaks me out because it's like, what do you think other people are thinking right now? Do you have, like, no external concept of what other people could possibly be thinking? Because no one ever, not even people who like other trucks, are like, that's sick. Like, I like that your loud-ass fucking truck is blasting.
That's funny you say that, because Carter will always be like, that's so pathetic. Like, you're so stupid.
Yeah, like...
yeah. My favorite thing, this actually happened to me, like, a couple weeks ago. I was driving, and this, like, guy was sitting beside me, and I was listening to RuPaul's Drag Race songs, and he had, like, a big, like, Trump sticker on the back of his truck, and it was one of those like jacked up trucks and like whatever, and he looks at me and he's like smirking, and I'm like literally listening to the Mirror song from RuPaul's Drag Race, and then the light turns green and he starts trying to race me, but he has this old ass like Ford and I have a 2018 Nissan Rogue Sport. I love my car, and I like race him and I destroyed him. I was like, don't even try, my little Nissan, like you will not beat me. So, liberals always win.
Oh, that's not...
In the sense that...
We're not talking about that. It's time for media.
Okay.
My media...
Do you have any media besides
that's not
media?
shared? I watched Bigger on Dropout last night, and it's literally just... I don't even know... It's just like a live improv show, but it's just Izzy Rowland and Brennan Lee Mulligan.
Oh, gosh.
And they basically go to the crowd and ask them for like crazy stories and then do like a series of like vaguely related improv scenes based on that. And I was laughing so hard.
If you guys don't know what Dropout is, like, get Dropout. Like, look it up. It's
we talk about it. We reference it or talk about it every episode.
So much, because it's like it's just like a Gen Z streaming platform.
It's good.
It's so good.
But I'm really mad that Bigger was just like a one-off thing, and it was just the recording of a live show that they did, and I need just 50 episodes of Brennan and Izzy
Well, have you
doing
tried
improv.
hitting Brennan and Izzy up and telling
I
them?
literally called Izzy the other day, and she was like, "Bitch, I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. I'm not
She's
doing
pregnant?
this." Yeah, she's
Oh,
pregnant. They're
cute.
so cute too. that
Wait, are
it's like-
Brennan and Izzy like married?
yeah,
Oh, I'm an idiot.
she's hella pregnant. Actually, I don't even. Is she probably still is?
Oh, I thought you were gonna be like, wait, is she actually pregnant?
No, she
I was
is.
like, Lane, don't ever say that.
They're having a baby.
That's so cute.
Congratulations.
I hope they name it.
I
Droppy.
I hope they name it too.
Shut the hell up. I've been
But that's all my media.
I've just been in this like weird state of mind, and so the only thing that I can bring myself to watch lately is my comfort things. So I've been watching RuPaul's Drag Race and Singe and Drowning.
RuPaul's Drowning.
So
We should collab with
Kaylin
Kaylin and
Weston.
Weston.
I would love to.
I kind of want to watch
accidentally-
more of their videos. I literally just like know. I've watched so few of their videos. All the GTA ones are so funny. Let me scratch your V. Let me scratch.
Oh my! I showed Carter a
he
Singe
has
and Drowning
no
video
filter.
the other day.
None filter.
Which I also, for
Which
the
isn't-
longest time, thought that he was gay. Which I'm not like shaming him.
Everybody thought
And
that.
then one episode or time he talked about Asia, and I was like, oh, and
They're
then Asia
cute, too.
is so cute. Asia's cute.
I know that she can't watch their videos.
I wouldn't be able to either. I showed
shoot him
Carter
in the
the
head.
Singe and Drowning video, and he was like,
Which one?
I think it was a total drama one. And he was like, whatever brings you happiness. And I was like, it's
If
just
you
my
don't get it, you
comfort.
don't get it.
You don't get it. Like, I'm not a gamer. I don't Fortnite. I don't do anything. But I do love Singe and Drowning.
My other
So.
media is they did. I don't fucking know what D23 is, but they did. It's like a Disney live announcement event type thing.
Oh, I saw like
They
a clip of
did
that.
a part of that. They streamed live through Fortnite. So you had to like be in a Fortnite match in this like Fortnite theater to watch it. You probably could have watched it elsewhere, but they
What the
announced
heck?
a bunch of new Fortnite skins, and they're bringing Cruella de Vil.
Oh, a girl.
I forgot all the other. Oh, Captain Hook, and one other Disney villain, and they're also bringing Frozone, Mr. Incredible, and Elastigirl. And
It's 'cause
I
they
will
were
be
doing
buying
Incredible and
Elastigirl
Incredible.
so fast.
That'd be so fun. They announced, I've never actually even been to Disney World or Disneyland, but they announced that they're doing
They're doing a whole bunch of new
Monsters
shit.
Inc. land.
I don't get how people get hyped up about that, because it's like that is not going to be here for like 50 years, and you're also not gonna like. You're gonna go buy a ticket immediately? Like what do you like?
And then stand in line for 80 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to go to Disney World or Disneyland or Disney Park or whatever they're called someday, but it's not the top of my goals.
Yeah,
So,
they're fun.
sorry, I'm like sat back. I'm like falling asleep.
My other I've also been listening to Boy Genius lately, which is a bad sign.
Oh no.
It's mainly because I don't feel like I have anything new to listen to.
What have you been listening to? Like, what's your favorite song?
I have like a chunk of a playlist that is just a string of Boy Genius
Oh
songs.
no. Boy Genius. I'm so mad.
Girl
This is such a
idiot.
first world problem, but I love Grace
They need to
Abrams,
get
but
back
she was
together.
our opener at the last Taylor
I
Swift
don't
show
like
again.
Gracie Abrams. She's a nepo baby and can barely sing. That's controversial. I'm gonna
Yeah,
get
that
shot.
came from Lane and not me, by the way.
She's fine. Like, she's just okay.
I
She has
just
a
wish-
couple of good songs. She's just a nepo baby. I can't deal with nepo baby. Like, I can't handle it. I've experienced nepo babies firsthand.
I've never had to experience a Nepo baby ever in my
yeah.
life.
Let me see if I can find them.
That being said, I really wish that Phoebe Bridgers was our opener for the
Not
next show
Strong
that we
Enough,
were
Bite
at.
the Hand, Salt in the Wound, Anti-Curse, and Souvenir are like the 5 that I've been listening to. I don't know if that was 5.
Not strong enough. That could make me cry.
Also, I have like a bunch of different chunks of music and like sets of albums that remind me of different parts of freshman year of college, which is scary
kinda
because
have
now
that
I can't
too.
listen to it without thinking about that. And I'm like,
Like, my fall playlist genuinely triggers my fight or flight. Like, oh my gosh, it was so emo. Okay, but let's get into the big media that we want to talk about.
We only have a little bit of time.
I know.
We watched It Ends With Us, the fucking Colleen Hoover book adaptation, and it was bad. Is that the big media that you were talking about?
Yeah, but I didn't think it was that bad.
You did think it was bad. You did think it was bad.
But I don't think it was, like, terrible. Like, I thought that
It wasn't as bad as I thought. It was just, like...
It
the
wasn't,
cinematography was good.
I want to say, it wasn't as bad as Lane thought, but it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be.
I thought the cinematography would be a lot worse. But the cinematography, for the most part, was pretty good. Just the writing was really bad.
We had, like, little problems that we reflected on last night about the movie.
Yeah, and conceptually, it's, like, not a good example of the issue that it's trying to talk about.
Which is, like, on Colleen Hoover herself. It has nothing to do with the creators of the film.
Yeah.
I actually have never read the book. I think that I kind of want to read it now just to, like, see if my opinions will change on it. But
it was also so predictable. I predicted every single plot point of
so
that entire movie.
Funny. I'm not going to say what, but Lane would
I
literally
would
look
just
at
lean
me
over
like,
to Bella and be like, oh, well, this is going to
happen. And then
it
20
does.
minutes later, that happened. And I was like, that's crazy. We didn't really like the way that they set up the story, which I think, again, was Colleen's move.
Yeah.
Because
my problem is not, like... All of my problems are just related to the source material that is the book.
Yeah. We did have a problem for a second because we were like, that's so weird that he, I
the director, it's not really a spoiler.
The director...
Okay, if you don't want spoilers for It Ends With Us, tune out now.
Okay, period.
But there is, like, it's about, like, an abusive relationship. My problem with it is that it was so obvious that the relationship was super abusive from the very beginning.
Yeah, he wasn't likable.
Yeah, the guy was never likable, which if you are failing to convince the audience that this person is likable and that they are charismatic and interesting, and you are, like, saying... You should be from the POV of the woman experiencing this relationship, and the audience should also like this guy. Because the whole thing with domestic abuse and abusive relationships like that is that people are like, oh, you should have known, like, you should have seen the signs earlier, but when you're in it, you can't see the signs. And you can't blame the person for not seeing that. Mm-hmm. But it was written in a way where the signs were so obvious that it was almost pointing to the woman as being like, oh, how could you not? It was, like, such a bad way to do it.
And honestly, since we hadn't read the book, it's not really like we knew that it would go that bad that quick. Like, so we weren't going into it with the intentions of, like, we don't like this guy already. Like, we just went into it with a blank mind. So it was also,
and just
like,
immediately, like, from the very first scene, I did not like the guy.
Yeah. We also had a problem for a second because we were like, oh, that's so weird that the director of the movie was the one that directed the scene where he sexually assaults her. But then I, like, looked into it, and actually the women directed that part. He said that during all the moments of abuse, he stepped away and let other people direct him.
That's still kind of weird, though, to be putting yourself in the position where you are casting yourself as an actor who is playing that role. I think the whole thing's a little suspicious.
I don't know. There's a lot of controversy about it.
If you care about domestic abuse as an issue, and, like, I don't think that's the movie to support and go see.
But also, I think it's a little bit weird. I do love Blake Lively, but she's been not using this platform to... And again, you can love people and still hold them accountable for their actions. She hasn't really been using her platform to promote, like, any domestic violence or anything. She's just been
that's the other thing. There was no, like, they didn't put the domestic violence helpline at the end of the movie.
Which was crazy.
Like, it was very clearly, and a lot of the criticisms of Colleen Hoover as an author are just, it's like trauma porn, basically, where she's just taking these devastating situations and these terrible issues and writing them up because she knows people will eat them up. And also, if you're dealing with content that is so inherently emotional and weighted, you don't have to do the work of making the audience feel the emotional weight of it.
Yeah. And it's also weird that, like, the cast themselves also aren't even going out of their way to be like, get help, like, in this situation. I don't know.
It's just like taking these experiences that so many women have, and men, like, that just so many people in general have experience with abuse, and sort of farming that, that for views, but like taking advantage of that and using it to sell tickets because drama like that will sell.
It's a very, like, middle ground movie. Like, it doesn't really do anything beneficial. Like, I don't, like, the story's important,
Yeah,
but I don't think
but
that
they didn't do it in a way that matters.
Yeah. But it's also not, like, the worst cinematography that I've ever seen.
Yeah, the shots looked good for the most part.
Yeah, it was gorge. I think that there was always a pretty shot. Like, her flower shop was adorable.
You thought it was Chicago.
I accidentally said Chicago.
That is not Chicago.
Anyways, alright. Sorry for this low energy episode, guys. Hopefully next week we pump the jam.
Pump up the unrelated Belgian techno anthem. Pump up the jam. Pump up the
Hopefully.
jam.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.